What's going on, everybody? I will be documenting the exact process towards me earning $4,500 in my agency every single day. This is going to be a documentation video playlist. I'm going to have it titled like Agency Growth. And basically the reason why I'm doing this is because honestly, I watched one of Alex Hormozi's podcasts and one of his videos, and he was like, you have to have undeniable proof of being who you say you are. Kind of how we're doing it here. So below, I just obviously have my two offers right here. Obviously, I have the agency and I have the consulting offer. Both of them, I would say the consulting offer and the agency kind of make me the same amount of money every single month. I'm not gonna lie. Info is huge and my brand brings me a good amount of qualified prospects. So shout out to all you guys that watch my videos and things like that. But in terms of this, the agency, as we're scaling up to $4,500 every single day, I kind of have it on hard mode. So I've listed pretty much every single outbound technique that I can think of as of right now that I've tried: cold SMS, cold email, paid ads, LinkedIn Sales Navigator outreach, YouTube organic, paid ads with email nurture. Obviously there's newsletters, there's other content strategies, there's Instagram, different ways that you can obtain clients, but these are kind of some of the main ones in the space. And these are kind of the rules. I'm gonna be doing it on hard mode. So in other words, I'm not gonna be utilizing any sort of paid ads. And that's just because paid ads is like the quickest way to scale. And to be completely transparent and upfront with every single one of you guys, which is my main goal here, I'm going to be documenting the exact process towards me earning $4,500 every single day with my agency. I wanna have it at that run rate for at least 30 days. So obviously over $100,000 in a month. And I want that to be in profit. So I know for a fact, I'm gonna break down some stuff for you guys. Kind of the rules. I'm gonna break down again why I'm doing this, because I am selling info and I am selling other agency owners who are not yet at that $20,000 a month mark. You know, if you're between like 5 or 10K a month, I have obviously a program where I say in 90 days, I will scale you to $20,000 a month or your money back, okay? So because I have that, I feel like obligated in a sense, like, yeah, I need to do this. Like, I need to document this process. Also, I don't have a ton of documentation on this channel. It's mainly just live breakdowns, live reviews, sales processes, client acquisition models, different things like that. It's still super valuable information, but yeah, nothing that like is crazy in terms of authority or proof. So this is exactly why I'm doing this. Those of you guys that don't know my story, your boy worked at Barnes & Noble's when I started my agency initially about a year and a half ago. And I just recently fired a lot of my software clients. Reason being is because there was a lot of fulfillment that had to be done in terms of the agency. And I personally, due to my values, I just don't want to have a team of 100 VAs and 100 outreach specialists that do different tasks for my clients. I want to have a team of 5, 10, 15 solid guys who I'm close to. We have a good company culture. And I just want it to be like something that I have in my head, sort of offer, which I completely understand. But because I kind of want this to be a super unfiltered, super raw way of me doing this, I want to kind of start back at zero in my agency and say, okay, as of right now, we're signing 0 clients and the timer starts today. And so starting today, we're going to start signing clients and things like that. And then obviously when I get to those revenue markers, like, you know, $10,000, $20,000 a month with this new offer, because again, clock starts today, everybody goes back to 0 today, is kind of how I'm seeing it. I'm not counting any existing retainers or any existing clients. I'm acting as if this is back at 0. Once we do get to those $10,000 or $20,000 mark, start pumping in money into ads, okay? So like I'm scaling as if I were to scale as I scaled a year or 2 years ago, okay? Like as a complete beginner, not really knowing what I'm doing, signing my first couple of clients, and we're gonna do it super simply. So obviously, I have started a little bit of the outbound messaging. I will tell you guys I will be focusing on LinkedIn Sales Navigator because I'm targeting software companies, specifically in the software space, in the B2B software space. I'm not gonna give away the exact niche because I know it's like super valuable and I gotta be careful with what I say out here, but I'm targeting software companies, same as usual. I'm not using any sort of like my brand authority. I'm just a completely new face on LinkedIn. I'm using LinkedIn Sales Navigator and I'm using cold SMS. I'm ditching cold email, okay? Ditching paid ads as of right now. I'm honestly gonna keep YouTube organic just because it'll help out with nurture. I know a lot of you guys don't have an established YouTube channel, but this will kind of be on like the back burner, so I'm not really gonna count it. I make YouTube videos helping out this demographic, agency, SMMA guys and girls, and not so much for software companies. So we're gonna cross that off. And then obviously that. Have email nurture. That's the wrong thing. I am gonna have email nurture. So right here, if I can do this, I always recommend that you use Beehive. I'm not sponsored or affiliated by them in any means, but Beehive newsletter is a great platform for having your leads who have either opted in or jumped on calls with you to continuously be inside of your ecosystem. Okay, so the time is 10 a.m. Oops, there you go. Back at 0, and now I have to send out my cold SMSs, do my LinkedIn sales navigator outreach, and everything in the middle. And honestly, my realistic goals is I think I can get this to signing one client every single day. I'm not here to do this in 20 days, 30 days. It's gonna take a while, I'm not gonna lie. Scaling anything to $100,000 a month is gonna take some effort. People do this over the course of years, knowing that it's going to take an insane amount of inputs. It's just gonna get to the point where you make $500 a day, okay? Then you're making $1,000 a day, and then you're getting it more predictably. And then every other day you're making $3,000. Then every other day you're making $4,000, and every day now you're making $3,500. But then every day you're making $4,000, okay? I'm gonna go grab some juice at Exxon. I'm gonna go get some juice, and then you guys can come with me. And yeah, just fucking get to it, dude. All right, so right now, as I said, I'm gonna go get some juice. I do juice runs at 7-Eleven like every single day, or Exxon. I just like it. Helps me stay focused. But I'll give you guys a little startup, because I know you guys probably want to hear this shit. Ready? It's loud. It's not bad. I was actually being serious about that Hermosi podcast because I'm not gonna lie, these past few weeks I have not been like thinking about my YouTube channel a lot, but I've just been thinking about like what I put out there and kind of how I could possibly be impacting people and things like that. And I was just like, life would be so much easier if I just had undeniable proof that I have $1 million a year agency. Then my mind was like, well, what's holding you back from doing that? And I was just like, nothing's holding me back, but I just gotta document the process and then just fucking do it. Everybody's like, I wanna start content, I wanna do this, I wanna do this. I'm like, cool, when are you gonna start? That's amazing, man. Yeah, I'll start after I get this done in like 3 months. What? Like, what? Well, you can still upload something today. You have your phone on you, right? Yeah, I got my phone on me, but like I'm super busy, bro. Like I don't have time for that stuff right now. All right. It's just like people who just wait. It's just like, why are you waiting? There's no reason. There's no good excuse as to why you should wait. Like absolutely no good excuse. I will pay you $1,000 if you can give me any good excuse as to why you should wait to do something. There's no good excuse. All right. Get your shit together. Alright y'all, so as we were going to get our amazing hydration electrolyte juice, we had a client, or not a client, a prospect, an old prospect that used to be a client for a little bit, hit us back up on Slack, reached out to him today as part of some of our outbounds that we did, and he is a software founder, so he has a software company, and he is basically a custom development solution software company. So what they do is they sell to other businesses like custom software solutions, like they build out different types of CRM and stuff like that, blah blah blah. Okay, anyways, it's day one, and I'll show you guys this message that he sent me right here. Let me show y'all. If I get it on here right. Hold up. He said, if I can zoom into it. He said, personal wellness and being, I was telling him about how I was dealing with some illness earlier for a while. He said, why don't you send me a proposal, presentation of what you think you have in mind and what you think it'll do and why you think it'll work and stuff like that. So right there, ladies and gentlemen, that is a good representation of if you are starting off an agency and you are at $0 a month in revenue and you want to sign your first client, this one, I just proposed $1,000 setup fee. He was an old client that we used to work with. And to be completely honest, we didn't generate the results that we promised, so we kind of stopped working together. It's just business. It sometimes happens. It's unfortunate. But nonetheless, I shot him a little re-offer, discounted it, and said, hey, look, here's kind of what we have in mind. So now I'm going to spend some of my time building out a presentation / a little proposal. Nothing long, nothing like super in-depth, just covering the main topics of what we think we can do differently this time, and then hopefully we can sign him. So today, in day one, it's looking like we're going to sign him for $1,000 upfront setup fee. So that's the gist. Let's work on the proposal. I'll let you guys know when it's done. We have a sales call at 12 p.m. and 30 more minutes with a consulting client or with a consulting prospect. So that actually doesn't even count. So consulting prospects, I'm not counting for this challenge at all. That's just extra revenue. But yeah, let's see if we can make today a little $1,000 day for day one. Peace. All right, what's going on, agency bots? Time is what time is it right now? It's 1:07. We just closed a consulting client, which actually does not count, unfortunately, as you guys can see right here. Closed a consulting client for $2,500. Yes, it's not with the agency, but I thought I'd share a little bit of a win. Regardless, as we scale the agency up to the point where it's earning $4,500 a day, and I just have a $4,500 a day business in general, I'll be sharing both wins from the consulting and from the agency. So we signed him into the program. So for $2,500, pretty much it. Nothing else to be said about it. It's 1:08 now, and I'm going to be working on the exact breakdown and proposal for my other prospect that we're going to potentially sign today for another $1,000. So I'm hoping today will be around a $3,500 to $4,000 day. If that's the case, that'll be amazing. That'll be golden. But keep your head down, keep pushing. I'm tempted to go out there and drive again. I want to go on another drive, but I can't. I got to stay in here and do what a little good old agency owner is supposed to do. All right, peace. All right, y'all. So I'm wrapping up this kind of bit of a breakdown for my client, and I want you guys to understand that the day to day, I can't even speak right, bro. The day to days of entrepreneurship, they're not that bad, but they're not that easy. It's like I enjoy what I'm doing, like every single second of it. Most of it is like, wow, I just need to like make more money. Like, I don't really value money like that. I'm just like, the way I see it, the amount of work that I'm putting in my head as of right now, I should be making more money, but I guess I'm not that valuable yet, which is the harsh truth. And that's really the truth of it. I'm just not that valuable yet. If I was a more valuable agency owner, or I was a more valuable consultant to these agency owners, I would already be making $5,000 in profit a day. But I'm not that valuable. That's just a fact. Like, you're not that valuable. Just get better. Now, I'm finishing up this presentation for my client. I'm about to actually, I'm about to go on Loom and actually record it. It's here on Miro. I uploaded it and I kind of finished making it. But I'm going to be doing that here in a little bit. Biggest thing is, if you have prospects, like if you're an agency owner and you're stuck at 0 clients, you guys see living proof. This is day one. Obviously, I'm signing consulting clients, but I'm probably going to sign this agency client today, if not tomorrow. And so just the fact that I can reach back in my pipeline and kind of see who hasn't signed yet, and I can literally just be like shooting them a one-time offer. Like, if you're worried about the money in your bank account, you should have no ego about it. Like, outreach without any ego. Just send out that offer. Say, hey, look, I've been wanting to do this for a while, do XYZ. And just send it off. Just see what people have to say. It doesn't matter. Like, there's no going wrong. You can't fail if you just always try. That's been my sort of point so far. So I'm pretty good at these Miro boards. I can articulate myself somewhat well, just because ever since I was a kid, I always had to like reiterate myself and like sort of like twist things. I don't know. It's a learned behavior, but I've just gotten really good at kind of convincing people. I'm not like a hard seller or anything, but I can just like be super charismatic at some points and just really like have my way with things. It's kind of bad, but it should be used for mostly good stuff. All right, so I'm going to be making this little presentation here and presenting it to my client, and hopefully my prospect says, cool, proposal looks really good, breakdown looks really good, Send me over that payment link. We'll get started. Let's get jamming. So time's 1:30 on the clock. Let's finish this up by 1:45. Send it over. And then yeah, let's go. And also for you guys wondering, I did send over that loom to my prospect on Slack. He said he'll take a look at it when he can. He's stacked with meetings right now. So that's the update on that. And I'll holler at you guys in a second here. All right, y'all, so documenting every single part of my day is not something that I'm necessarily used to, but I'm definitely gonna do it for this challenge. And I found myself like about to do something, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta document that. So right now, I just went to the store and grabbed a little card. I like to do stuff like this for me just because it's very interesting. Like, I will buy a good luck card and I'll write something in it to my future self within 3 months when I'm about to do something huge or I'm about to move somewhere. I will open it up in 90 days, and then I'll see, and I can kind of just feel where I was at, and I can just be like thankful for it almost. So I'm gonna write myself a little like, good luck, you're now at this place in your agency, kind of like already predicting what's gonna happen. And this is kind of like a thought exercise and something that I do for various different things to trick my brain into already knowing that it's going to happen. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to put a time frame on it, saying in like 70 days this is gonna happen. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to write to my future self right now and just kind of be like, you kind of did it, basically, sort of thing. Because obviously we all have our goals in 3 to 4 months, and we all have places where we want to be, okay? And it's most likely not in the place where we are right now. So I'm gonna write myself that little note, and then I'll put you guys back on it later. All right, Joe, so we pretty much just finished writing myself that card, and we booked a few calls on the calendar. We got a strategy call, another one booked in today. Honestly, I should be booking in, I'd probably say in total, like 3 to 5 calls every single day with super qualified prospects. The agency right now is probably booking in 1 to 2 a day. We obviously want to get that number to just 3. 3 is fine. And then my consulting offer is obviously booking in probably anywhere from 1 to 3 as well every single day. We have some calls here on the calendar for the next couple of days. So it's about 1 to 2 every single day. And as of right now, what I sent my appointment setter the Gmail and the phone number that they actually need to be booked in on. And so now it's just about our putting in their phone number, putting in their email, then booking them in on the time slot so more can actually pop up over there. But not a bad calendar. We just booked a call for tomorrow at 10 a.m. as well. Then we have an onboarding client tomorrow too. So that's gonna be super exciting. All right, y'all. So that's pretty much what it came down to today. It's only 5:38 p.m. I'm probably gonna go play some basketball towards 7 p.m. 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. is like working. Hermosi has this thing to where it's like for 3 hours work in the business. So like fulfillment. And then from like 9 a.m. he has this thing to 12 p.m. it's like promote the business. And then from like 12 p.m. to, I don't know, like 3 p.m. it's like book your sales calls or something like that. So I'm gonna have to be extremely dialed in. Like every single 15 to 30 minutes, I'm gonna know exactly what I have to do every single like second of my day. You know, whether I'm fulfilling back end for some of the consulting clients, onboarding agency clients, I have to know exactly what I'm gonna do, or else I'm gonna get lost, I'm gonna get super behind. And 90 days sounds like a long time, sounds like a long time period, but in reality, it's not. 90 days goes very quick, and I do not wanna lose any single second of it. So today we ended off, if anything changes, I'll definitely update you all, but it's about $2,500 in profit. So it wasn't quite at that $4,500 a day mark, but right now I'm literally pissed off because I'm thinking about ways that I need to hit my goal for tomorrow. Tomorrow I need to make $4,500. Like, it's a must. I need to have my cybernetic mechanism is what Maxwell Maltz talks about. Okay, so for some reason, out of the hundreds of books that I have on my shelf, I can't find Psycho-Cybernetics. If you find it first, let me know. Maybe you can beat me. Not there. Am I actually losing my mind right now? Holy shit, man. Nuclear effect, it looks like that, but... Alright, well, I'm at an absolute loss. I promise I've read that book. Maxwell Maltz talks about the principle of having a cybernetic thermostat, and some people's cybernetic thermostat is set to earning $4,000 a day, and some people's cybernetic thermostat is set to having a paycheck every single Friday. Again, nothing's bad, nothing's right, nothing's wrong, But the entire belief behind that system is that you can program yourself, and more importantly, your subconscious mind, to believing and being set in stone with earning a consistent income a day. Because guess what? If you're trying to earn $4,500 every single day like I am, but your cybernetic mechanism is stuck at maybe earning $2,500 every other day or a couple times a week, or it's kind of spotty, you're going to always revert back to that cybernetic thermostat. You're always going to get reset back to that playing field, because you are the accumulation of the beliefs that you hold in your head. And so this is obviously shown in the outside world. And so obviously that comes down to self-worth and a lot of other stuff. But that's where I'm going to end off the video at 5 p.m. right now, you guys. Tomorrow we're going to hit the work day probably around 6 or 7 a.m. and just do everything that I possibly can right now from 5 to 7 to literally just promote more of the business and get more calls put on the calendar. Because tomorrow I want to be set up in a position where I am for sure hitting the goal of $4,500 in profit. I'm sick of waiting, sick of pulling myself back, and there's no excuse as to why I shouldn't be earning that amount. And now I have to ask myself, how can I provide more value to my existing prospects, customer base, and things like that. So stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoyed day 1 of this. I'm glad we made some initial progress so far. And yeah, let's freaking go.